Hey guys, it is Diana and I am wondering, have you ever wished that you could make a really cute and different centerpiece, either to give away or have at your own party you're hosting? Well, it is something I love to create and I thought I would share it with you. This is Diana with Stampingmoon, and today I'm going to show you how to take a simple box like this that I've shown you in a previous video and turn it into an adorable train. So if you have been following me over on Instagram or maybe on Facebook, you probably saw this adorable train that I posted on Valentine's Day. And this train is super easy to make, and that is what I'm going to show you how to do today. So stay tuned, and it's very easy. It's just little bits and pieces here. Now this one I made using the new stitched rectangle framelits and the Be Mine framelits, but we are moving past Valentine's Day and I'm super excited. I don't know if you've heard, but Stampin'Up is releasing a second grouping of celebration, and with qualifying orders, $50 or $100, you can get some new product. And the Painted Season bundle is one of those, and we are going to use one of the papers. We're not going to use the stamp set today, but it does coordinate, and you get a lot of paper. And they are two-sided as always. You can see a fun pattern on one side and then these beautiful seasonal images. There's like a Christmas, a spring, and then this kind of winter, or I'm sorry, like woodland scene, and that's what we're going to concentrate on for our little train. This would be perfect for a young boy or girl who's really into the woodland kind of things, and you can see this beautiful paper here and the matching stamp set. So you may remember that I showed you how to make this simple box, and it's the same exact dimensions. So what you will do is I've made a template, as I always highly recommend. The great thing about making this box is if you don't have those stitched rectangle framelits, you don't have to have them to make this. You can just use paper and your trimmer. And the neat thing is that you are going to want a piece of paper that is going to be 8 by 7.5. And what's interesting about this is when you trim your paper down to this size, you're going to be left with the perfect size for the panels that go on the outside of your train. So here's the one side of my train, and this here is the exact width, the 4 inches, that you're going to use for these panels here if you don't have those rectangle framelits. So let me show you that. I have already trimmed my piece of paper, and it is 7.5 by 8. So I trimmed off this bit here. This is the 1/2 inch for the 8.5 piece, and then this piece started at 11, so you can see there's that piece. And this one you want to save for your panels, or you can use a different color if you don't want it to match. You're going to want to be sure that you use your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. And I am going to score this at, just like on our other boxes, 2.5. And then move it over, and there's the 2 inch. And then that's going to leave you with 2.5 on this other side. You can see there. I don't have to cut it again. Then we're going to flip our template and flip our piece of paper. And here's our guideline. We're going to do the 2 inch score. And then 4 inches. There's my 4 inch mark. And then that leaves me with another 2 inches here. Then, just as I recommend, there we can kind of double check everything. You're going to trim and be sure you don't cut this piece off. This one doesn't get trimmed. And you know I like to trim those center ones a little smaller. Be sure you don't cut that front one. Cut that at an angle to reduce the bulk. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you'll repeat that on both sides. I never know if you guys like to see me do it all, or if I should do the magic of speeding it up for you. But we'll do this one so you can see all the steps. And again, be sure you cut straight here. And you could use the cutter on your trimmer. I just like to use my snips. I feel like I'm more accurate that way. But you may find that you're more accurate with the cutting blade. And there we have it. Just quickly fold everything together. And then we would use our tear tape. I showed you this in the last video. But you're going to put it on these edges and you'll sorry about that. Thought I had that turned off. And you're gonna glue that together like so. And the bits that you put on the outside for decor, this is my layout here. This, you can use your scrap. There that is, that's 2 5/8 is where you're gonna cut it here. And then you can use another layer here. You can see I've got that at 3 1/4 by 2. And then I have my designer series paper of your choice. I used the new paper, the Painted Season bundle, and that one's at 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. And you are literally going to glue those on top of each other. And that creates this outside side of your box. And I'm gonna show you a little trick. So this stamp set, you stamp your fox, but you don't want this body part, you just want his head. And then you also are gonna want a tail, because this one, you know, that doesn't work. So a trick that you can do is cut out the head. And this isn't really the trick. You're gonna cut his little head out. Be sure his body's not showing. We're gonna save him. But the trick is, if you go back to this little scrap that you had, you can make yourself basically a handle so that you can punch really small pieces, and it doesn't matter how big of a scrap you use. So I'll show you here. This gives me a handle so that I can line up that guy right there and not have to worry about that I can't get a hold of this piece of paper. Does that make sense? I love that. Always love a good tip, right? So there's our little fox. And so let me get my pieces together here for you. Another tip is you can make your own patterned paper by stamping images. So this guy is from the Foxy Friends. You may have forgotten about this stamp set, but it's just so fun. You can make raccoons and foxes and reindeer and all kinds of things. But what I did was I stamped this guy right here, and then I used my 1/2" punch to create my own wood grain paper for the wheels. See this bit right here? So that's just another quick tip for you to get maximum use of your supplies. So I've already got my cute little fox here, and I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional to pop his little head up. As that little boom that I love. And I've already made one wheel. These wheels I already attached for you, so we're actually decorating the back side. And I used the Happy Birthday Gorgeous. I love this Happy Birthday. To make the other side, I put the fox, but what I wanted to show you was that it's nice if you do a greeting on the other side. So I've got a greeting here that I want to punch on my circle, which I seem to have lost my circle. You get the idea. Punch, stamp your pre-cut circle, which I know I have a whole pile of them. Anyway, moving on. I used the layered circles framelits to get these circles, and I also used more to get my little wheel circles. And then to give it that extra little bit that makes it look like a wheel, I'm using these enamel dots. I think that's the size I used, yeah. And just put them in the center. They're self-adhesive, which is really nice. If I can get it to go. I have to stick my head in the frame to show you. There we go. And we'll just put a bit of snail on there. And I've pre-cut this with my framelits as well. Love my snail. There you go. And then to give you the wheels, you'll put, and I use all kinds of scraps all the time, waste not, want not. I love this Lucky Limeade paper. Here is my decor for the side of my train. Car. We're doing just a car today, but you get the idea. You can do a whole train of them like I did for Valentine's Day. And with the humidity, I like to do one direction and then the other direction on both pieces of paper with my snail. I don't want anything falling apart during my party. That would be bad. And then what you can do is line up. I put 2 on there so that your wheels line up. Just like so. And then you can use tear tape or you can use snail, whatever works best for you and your humidity levels. It's actually quite dry here right now in the winter time in Missouri. How cute is that? And then of course we're gonna need some more. The nice thing about this two-sided paper is it will show on the back side, but that's okay. See that? How cute is that? And then I said we would put a happy birthday on there, but I've got my little guy here. And that is your train car. And if you wanted to make several ones, you could punch a hole and have some ribbon or thread in there. And then of course adding some shredded paper. You can actually just make this a really cute gift, maybe a hostess gift, just like that. How cute is that? Love it. Ready to make a whole train. And you can also make a coordinating card. Let me give you a sneak peek of some other projects I have coming your way. And then I've also got another little treat bag that we'll be making soon. So thank you so much for coming and visiting and spending some time with me. Hopefully you'll have some time to create today. And I sure hope that you take advantage of Celebration, the second release. And if someone special in your life is about to have a birthday, maybe you can make some coordinating projects using the wonderful coordinating products that Stampin'Up has to offer. And I hope that I can help and inspire you. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. This is Diana with Stamping Moon.